Good morning. Hey, I am starting to feel better, so I can talk now. My name is Misha Fayant. I'm here to help you guys understand what could be happening with your health. Look, the picture up top, which you guys can't see over here, so let me fix that. This was me 2 years ago and just recently. So I've got too much going on over here. But really, all I did was address my insulin resistance. My weight came off, my whole health got better. And so I am on a mission to come here and show you guys what could be happening with you. So hang out with me for a little bit. I want to go over all of this and address what may be going on. You guys, I just did a whole series of videos this week on how weight loss is linked to insulin resistance, or weight gain is linked to insulin resistance. And they used to think that when you got fat, you got insulin resistant. Well, they're starting to understand that high levels of insulin, maybe not insulin resistance, but this excess insulin in the body is what's creating excess weight in the first place. So if the one thing that we could do to help address not just our weight, but our health, would be to address the insulin resistance. And if we could understand that insulin resistance is born from too much glucose in our food, or in our diet, I should say, we may be able to start making a change with all this excess weight that's going on, not just in the US. Actually, China and India are right up there, and so is the UK, and it's just growing worldwide. So this is not just a US problem, it's a worldwide problem. And so what we need to do is understand that. But I want to show you guys a few things, because there is my story, but there's all of these other people that I have helped as well, and that are getting, let me get that out of the way. So this was me again. This was me 2 years ago when I first started. Now, not only did I lose the weight, but I got rid of all of this other stuff. Hypertension. I used to have blood pressure that would run up to 180 over 150 every day, and the best we could get it was 150 over 110. It now regularly runs about 120 over 70. My hyperlipidemia is gone. My sleep apnea is almost entirely gone. I have a broken nose, so I don't know if that'll ever go away. My heartburn is gone. My chronic fatigue, chronic pain, arthritis, leg cramps, skin tangs, all of that's gone now. But it's not just me. I just have a few of the stories here. Wow, that changed, didn't it? So this, you guys, was this, I know, beautiful picture. But I have a lot of people who ask me about edema and neuropathy. Look, the top picture was my feet 2 years ago after being up within about an hour of the day. That's what my feet looked like. The bottom picture here is what my feet regularly look like now at the end of the day. No swelling, no neuropathy. It's not painful to walk, and I can wear regular socks and regular shoes now. But let's look at some other people, like my buddy Jason here, who Jason is my feel great warrior, because look at Jason's story. When he started the system, I'll go back to my story later, but Jason's story is, this was him, okay? When I met Jason at this point, he was 463 pounds. He was miserable. He was in pain. He had brain fog. He was losing his eyesight. The doctors were trying to give him medications. He didn't want to go on medications because he understood how much damage those medications could cause. And then the doctor in desperation was like, okay, fine, we're going to schedule you for gastric bypass surgery. Jason got a hold of me just about that same time. And we had a talk, because I've had a number of people who have had the gastric bypass surgery. A few years later, they've gained their weight back, but now they've also gained a number of health issues, including iron absorption issues is the one I hear all the time. So they're anemic all the time. They're just having all these health issues. But Jason started the system that I use, same system, both of us here, and he's now lost 150 pounds. His A1C is 6.1 now. His hypertension is in control, his hyperlipidemia, his sleep apnea, chronic fatigue, chronic pain, and his eyesight is better. You know that guy. So Jason's here in the chat on TikTok, you guys. Jason, why don't you tell them in your words your story? Because not only, and I have some new pictures I've got to get up with Jason, but he sent me a picture the other day, and he's just absolutely glowing. Like looks like he's happy. Look at this guy. He was not happy. And I remember feeling just like that too, because when you're overweight, you're in pain, you're losing your eyes, all this is going on, and doctors aren't telling you what's happening with you. You get to this place where you're just grumpy, like, what the hell? What's it all for? What am I doing? And it doesn't matter anyway. Jason, did you feel like that at that point? Like no matter what you did, it wasn't getting better, and so nothing, it just didn't matter. I know I got to a point where I felt like I had done keto, I had done the medical medium, I had done all the strict calorie counting and all of that stuff, and it just wasn't working. And nobody was helping me. So I was like, what the hell? It doesn't matter. I'm going to have the candy bar. I'm going to have the whatever because it doesn't matter anyway. Ooh, Florida Cop has been fasting for 71 hours. I have not started my fast for this month yet. My extended fast. Every few months I do one. But I'm planning to after this weekend because I want to get that under control. Well, I talk about fasting on this channel too. So if you guys have questions, I am not the expert. I am science curious, and so I do that. But I want to go on with a couple of other people here. So look at here's Cindy. I like to talk about this because there's an importance here. When we're talking about weight loss, we look at Cindy without getting too sciencey. There's this thing with our fat cells. How many of you guys have been told that you have the same amount of fat cells now as you were born with, and that you don't create new fat cells? You hear my voice is still raspy. How many of you guys have heard that you never create more fat cells? Just type yes down there if you've heard that before, because I have some shocking news for you. I actually was in an office the other day and listening to a doctor talk, and he was saying exactly that, and it blew my mind because science shows that maybe about half of us have this thing where we actually multiply fat cells. And so that whole you have the same amount of fat cells as when you were born is untrue. And guess what? Those GLP-1 agonists like Mounjaro, Trulicity, semaglutide, they're making you grow more fat cells. You absolutely can grow more fat cells. That's a lie I learned and knew. Why this applies right now. We look at Cindy and she was over 100 pounds overweight. She's now lost over 100 pounds. Just touched the screen in the wrong place. But I want you to look at her A1C when people are like, oh, it's a diabetes thing. Oh, it's a whatever. Her A1C was only 5.9 pre-diabetic, right? She's now lost over 100 pounds. She's gotten her hypertension, her hyperlipidemia, inflammation, and brain fog under control. She was most likely hyperplastic, or the kind of person who was creating more fat cells. But now she's lost all that weight and lost it easily, and her numbers are getting back in range. Now, the other side of this story is someone like Karen. Karen was a little bit overweight, right? She probably feels like she was way more overweight than I make it sound. Karen has lost about 25, 30 pounds now, but look at her numbers. Her numbers went from 11.5 on the A1C down to 6.5, and I'm sure that's lower now. But she was able to lose her weight. Her symptoms, Cindy lost more weight quickly and Karen lost more weight slowly, but it's because everybody's body is different, you guys. We all have a different genetics, hormones, stress, all of that can play in. What you ate the day before, what the stressors are in your life. Did you get enough sleep? Did you hydrate enough? All of that can play a part in how glucose and insulin affects your body and how you lose weight. So this is not just a one size fits all thing. Test. What? Test? Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm not sure what you were saying, Florida Cop, but I'm sure you will fill me in. All right, you guys. So this is Karen, and she's lost this. And then we have Steph, and this is another one. Like Steffi's my best friend, but you look at me up there. I obviously have a different build than Stephanie. Stephanie's tall and she's lean, and yet she's lost 40 pounds, lost all her belly fat. She has a 4-pack abs. She never does sit-ups or any crazy workouts. I love Steffi, but she doesn't have to work out like that. She loves to jump rope, and she does that when she can or goes for walks, but she doesn't do any crazy workouts. So Then we have Dia. Dia is a cancer survivor. She is a warrior in her own right. She started the system, got her entire family utilizing it. Her sorry about that. Her son is a type 1 diabetic who's now well managed on the system. Her husband has lost a ton of weight. Her daughter, who was having some behavioral or cognitive issues, is using it and is doing much better. And Dia's lost over 60 pounds as a cancer survivor. It's reduced her pain, improved her gut health, and she just feels healthier than ever. Now, this is that 11-year-old type 1, and I have him in here because you got to know that it's not just type 2 diabetics that can be insulin resistant. And Donna, no, it's not pills, it's 2 real food products. And I'm going to show you the protocol here in just a second. But this young man was insulin resistant as well, even though he's type 1 and couldn't create and still can't create insulin of his own. The same thing happens if you've taken on more care shifts to pay for yours. You know what? I bet, Jilly, are you feeling better? Do you feel like you have energy? I know I used to work 2 shifts too, hun. And Jilly, you should reach out to me because if you want to change that, I'm building a team of warriors who are helping people and it's changing their lives with their money and their health. So if you're interested in making your life a little easier so you don't have to take on extra shifts, let me know because we're building that team. But look, you guys, this young man, he's lost 35 pounds. His moods are better. He's just doing so much more than he ever thought he was going to or his family thought he would. So I'm going to get to the slides over here. It's just 2 real food products, you guys. A tea I drink in the morning, a pre-meal drink that I have 10 minutes before I eat, and they're right here. So this is the pre-meal drink, and this is a different flavor. There's the flavor I want. This is the tea that I drink in the morning. This is the pre-meal drink that I have before I eat, and that's it. So in this mug, because I have a mug of water and a mug of this, I'm a double-fisted drinker. This is my tea that I'll drink in the morning. You can have it hot or cold. It comes in lemon, lemon ginger, or this amazing, it's called black. It tastes like coffee. But that's all I do. Now, this tea helps shut down my hunger. It helps make me feel full by helping me burn fat for fuel. It gives me mental clarity. It gives me energy. Now, the crazy thing in my little sciencey head is that the caffeine molecule in this is different because it's got these adaptogens that I'm going to talk about attached to the molecule, so it makes it react in your body differently. But this is the tea, you guys. One of the things that I like to talk about is our tea. Not only is it packaged so that you can pack it with you, take it, you're not steeping it, you're just mixing it in water. It's hand-picked, so it's sustainably, ethically harvested. Then we take it to a fire roasting process, so it's not just crushed leaves in a bag. We're getting the constituents out that are healthy for you that we need to get to you, and then we're concentrating them, and then we take it to a lab in Switzerland that puts it through a process called hyperpure, where it removes environmental toxins and pesticides. And the goal of this tea is this, that you can drink it anytime. It doesn't give you crashes and it's non-addictive, not like coffee and those high energy drinks and all of that stuff. It helps you with mood and physical performance. It helps improve endurance and strength during training, and it helps promote healthy digestion. And like I just said, it's high quality and free from contaminants and pesticides. So those adaptogens, chlorogenic acids is the first one of those adaptogens, and it promotes neuroprotective gene expression and has an antioxidant effect in the brain. And it's one of the only components that can get through the blood-brain barrier to get this happening in your brain. So it promotes feelings of well-being, supports healthy blood pressure and glucose levels, and promotes weight loss. So now your brain needs cholesterol and glucose to work. And in an insulin-resistant brain, the insulin receptors are not working, so glucose isn't getting to your brain for energy. You have brain fog, you have fatigue, you have depression, you have anxiety. So it contains up to 375 times the chlorogenic acids as that standard bagged herbal mate tea you're going to drink. So look at, for me, I think about it like this. Do I want to take a bag tea everywhere I go, especially when I'm traveling, and I travel a lot, and try and steep that tea and worry about hot water and all of that stuff? Or do I just want to take this, pour it in water, drink it hot or cold, and get 375 times the benefit? This is what I'm going to choose to do. And it's not much different than the cost of the tea. So, Jilly, go to my profile. Let's go to my profile and take a look there. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Then there's the theobromine in it, and this theobromine in the tea is a mood boosting molecule, and it's the same thing that's found in high quality chocolate. In fact, there's 3 times this that is in high quality chocolate. It helps support healthy blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and promotes a feeling of calmness, reduce mental fatigue, and improves focus. And then the third adaptogen in there is called mate saponins, and they're a class of molecules that are specific to the yerba mate plant. They support healthy triglycerides and the body's ability to burn fat. Now, in those saponins are these triterpenoid saponins that are very similar to what they're talking about with like the reishi teas and stuff. So they're suggested to have human health benefits, including lowering serum cholesterol and providing antioxidant and anti-cancer activity in the brain. So can you guys imagine just having this every day in your life that's giving you antioxidant, anti-cancer, helping with your cholesterol levels, helping with your heart health, giving you better mood, and helping you with energy? So you guys, you can have it anytime. I'd like to drink it before I'm having these meetings, before I have to be in front of anyone talking. It just helps me with all of the stuff I talked about. If you're in school and you're doing testing and stuff, that's a good time to have it. That was weird. But again, and you can have more than one of these a day. The system comes with one, but it's just an amazing drink. The second component of this is this component called Balance, that is a fiber matrix, a pre-meal drink that has 4 different patented blends in it. You guys, I've seen some videos where they're like, biosphere fiber, that's not even real fiber. No, because it's multi-fiber blend. Everything that is combined has a name. So this multi-fiber blend is what's in Balance. Let's take a look. The Balance is amazing because of these proprietary properties, right? So you have Misha having dysfunction with her stuff over here. All right. It's a unique blend that includes 5 different sources of those 7 fibers, and those fibers help support cholesterol levels and slow the conversion of high glycemic carbohydrates in the body. Now, you guys look, every fiber has a different purpose. So if you're just eating or ingesting psyllium husk, that's not doing the same thing as these fibers that we're putting in here. So this doesn't have research on it. It's pulling from research that's out there about fiber, but it's a very different thing to actually have research on your product. We have research. I'm going to show you that in a second. Then it also has this 7X technology in it that is a specialized blend of plant-derived polysaccharides, also known as viscous fibers, and those thicken up when they get in your gut, and they move through the digestive tract. So what they're doing is those fibers are making it so that you're full quicker. For me, it helps coat my gut because I have a nervous acidic gut, which has gotten much better. But then it also encapsulates those foods that we're eating and slows them down in the digestive process. So now you're not having these high glucose spikes, which create high insulin spikes. And insulin is a hormone, so it takes longer to come down than the glucose does. But now you're preventing all of that. So science shows that this pre-meal drink can take a high glycemic food and in effect make it a low glycemic food. And that's the goal of this, because it's science backed. It's not just marketing like most companies out there have. This is science backed. So then there's the Cardio Matrix blend. That is this blend of plant extracts and phytosterols that support the body's cholesterol absorption process. And the blend can help limit the absorption of cholesterol from the dietary tract. So then they took it one step further and added specific vitamins and minerals that are there to help proper digestion and optimize the conversion of food to fuel. So metabolism supporting, everything in here is supporting your metabolism and just helping you get to better health with that. We have studies with all of these and more. So American Heart Association, American Diabetes Association, Cleveland Clinic, the University of Sydney. I'm going to show you guys right now this University of Sydney study. So here's this. First of all, the University of Sydney are the creators of the glycemic index in the first place. And there's this study with the University of Sydney, and it's showing how one serving of this product can reduce your blood glucose spikes by 20%, and 2 servings before a meal could reduce it by 28%. That's a massive change, you guys. That's massive. And then when we look at the insulin levels, it can change your insulin by 13% with 1 serving and by 27% with 2 servings. So what I like to do is if I'm having a high carbohydrate meal, I'll have 2 balance. If I'm just having a high protein, high fat meal, I will have this. Now, that's it. That's the system. So if you are interested in it, here's where we get to this part, right? You're just going to go to my profile on TikTok, on YouTube, Facebook, all of that. You're going to go to the links that are listed in that scroller at the bottom, or go to mishafayant.com. But here on TikTok, you're going to just click on this link right under. Yours will look black, not red. And that's going to take you to my landing page. I need a drink. So at the top, it's going to say order Feel Great. You guys, there's a full website if you want to learn more about it, the benefits, what's in it, all of that. There's a number of resources here for you, including this one, where to get a hold of me. So Lily, to get a hold of me, just go right there, and then let's have that discussion. But you guys, when you click on order now, what you're going to get is it should have my name at the top, Michelle Fayant. That's my given name. I've been going by Misha for 30 years. But so then you're just going to click on buy now. Now this takes you to the page where you order. And amazing news for some of you guys. We have this new flavor now. That's pink lemonade. I've tried it. I haven't ordered it yet because I have a lot of product here because I'm just that geek. But you have the option for a very limited time to get it in this pink lemonade. What I want to show you is, let's go to the orange. The orange, oh, they do have that in the new formula now too. But now, instead of these packets that I had that are wider packets, you get these narrow packets so it fits better in the bottle of a water bottle. Easier for you to use, import, and take with you. But it's available in this pink lemonade now, which is an amazing option. Now, the pink lemonade is using stevia, no artificial flavors, no artificial colors, same great formulation. And all right, so back to the top of it. What you're getting is 30 tea, so a tea in the morning, right? And then 60 balance, a drink before each of your 2 meals for the day. Then it comes in lemon and lemon ginger for the tea. And remember, you can have that hot or cold. And then the balance, now you guys, this is brand new. You can get it in the pink lemonade or in the orange. So that's an amazing option for those of you guys who take advantage of this. Look, it's normally $159 a month. If you leave it on subscription, you'll get it for $154. And why is that? So you're getting an additional $5 off for being on subscription. You can cancel that at any time. You're not going to call back and they're not going to say, nope, you did subscription. You got to do this for 90 days. You can literally cancel at any time. So save yourself the money and the time and everything. Just order it on subscription. Look, if they send you an email 5 days out to let you know that your order is being processed. If you decide you want to cancel it, you have time and notification that it's coming so you can do that. Or if you want to change it, maybe you got pink lemonade this month and you want to get orange next month, you can change all that and I will help you through it. But you also get access to me for the coaching. You get 90 days money back guarantee. And right now, not only do you get the option of that amazing lemonade, which I'm kind of jealous that I haven't ordered it yet. My own issue, right? But you now get this free mixer, which I use for my tea every day. So there's that. That's where you get it. And then look, you guys, it's super important. I like to talk about this. that you make sure that you purchase from somebody who is reputable, who's an authorized distributor, because if you don't, then you're not getting any of those guarantees. Walmart, Amazon, eBay. I know people are like, I don't want to deal with somebody. I don't want to have them pressuring me. I don't want to have any of that going on. I get it, but I'm not that kind of person. I will send you some texts, check in on you. I will call. I will always be there. I tell people, text me if you have questions. I tell people honestly, if you're having a hard time, if you're having a good time, text me either way. If I'm on the phone, I will get back to you as quickly as I can. If I'm not, I will find out when we can talk and resolve whatever's happening with you. But I'm not just handing you product and walking away. I'm saying I'm going to be here with you for the journey. So that's important. Now look, I'm going to go over a couple of tips for success with you guys. This is super important. I have listened to Fung and Bickman and Pradeep and all of these guys that you probably have not heard yet. Some of you have, but I've also been listening to the Glucose Goddess, and it's amazing to me because she talks about the same stuff I'm talking about. She talks about clothing your carbs, which is what we're doing with the balance, right? So we're getting fiber in first, and she says that all the time, get fiber in first. Why I love the system is because when I'm traveling, when I'm in my life, my crazy life, I'm not always in places where there's an abundance of healthy veggies for me to eat, right? So this gives me that. This gives me that, but this is a specific blend of fibers that are aimed to reduce my glucose. So when you're just eating a plate of veggies, you may get the ones in, you may not. So that might look different for you on every day. This makes sure I'm getting exactly what I need to manage this glucose thing and this insulin thing in my system. Now, those tips for success. You guys, she talks about it, I talk about it, Fung talks about it, Bickman talks about it. Look, you need fiber to process your carbs, or as the Glucose Goddess says, clothe them and can help control those resulting insulin spikes. So if you're having fruit juices or sugary drinks, you might as well just put an IV in your vein and say, I want that sugar, let's spike up my insulin. Don't fruit juices. I just don't even have them. I used to have them in the house all the time, thinking I was doing the healthy thing for my kids. We didn't have soda in the house. We didn't have any of that. We just had fruit juice. You guys, if you want to know more about why, because I just recently found out why Bickman and some of these guys will say they would rather have their kids drink soda than fruit juice, I can give you that information. I don't know if that's exactly what Bickman was talking about, but now I understand why they're saying that. And I'm more than willing to talk about it. You got to put fruit juice or yes or something in the comments, and I'll go over that. But it kind of blew my mind. So then we also, you guys, we are a science company, so we do our own manufacturing. Nobody has control of our product but us until it reaches you. So it's not going to some clearinghouse where the product is sat. We don't know how it's handled. We don't know if it's even the right product. We don't know the efficacy of it. We're taking care of you by controlling not only the science, but the manufacturing. And when you go to that link, you're going to get the 90-day guarantee that I talked about, which means you try it for 90 days. You get your money back if you're not happy. So give it the 90 days to see what can happen to you. If at the end you don't like it, then do that. But I'm going to encourage you, if you can't commit to yourself for 90 days, you might not even want to start. Because if you don't have that kind of commitment to your health, then this probably isn't going to work for you anyway. Not much really will. All right. So you're going to get the best price. You won't get it lower price than anywhere than I pay even. So, and then you get that triple testing guarantee. But all right. So I'm going to go back and show some stories again. I'm going to tell you guys anyway about the fruit juice. So what I found is, let's go back to that. What I found in all the, geeky watching programs that I do is that fruit juice, which we all know, contains a lot of fructose. Fructose has to be digested through your liver, and that stores fat in your liver, this is why we're having more non-alcoholic fatty liver than ever, because we've upped our intake of fruits and fruit juices, and so now we're overloading the liver with fructose. Well, sugar is fructose also. It's a fruit sugar. Well, but sodas are using a different sugar that's not from fruit, and that's why they're saying it's less damaging to you than fruit juice because it doesn't get processed through the liver and cause all of that issue. But yeah, just don't do the fruit juice. All right, back to some stories here because you guys, you see my picture up here. 2 years ago, I was diabetic. I've just found those pictures again recently, but I had a walker, a cane, disability plates. I will be sharing some stories this week with that. And I couldn't even work in the medical clinics anymore because I was in so much pain and my legs wouldn't hold me up. So I started driving for Lyft and Uber. But then I was having vertigo so bad that it was a danger for me to drive. Now what, right? And I drove for Lyft and Uber because I never knew in a day if I was going to be feeling well enough to um to make it through the day. I didn't know if I was going to be in so much pain when I woke up in the morning that I wouldn't be able to get to work. And who wants to hire somebody who day to day you don't know if they're going to show up for work? Like I would never not show up, but it might mean that I wasn't as effective because I was in so much pain. So, why? Why did helping me go from here to here and reverse my diabetes change all of that? Like, I don't have those pain levels. I'm not awake all night with all my joints hurting and just in this weird all over pain that they call fibromyalgia. I don't have that. I don't have the sleep apnea. I don't have the nighttime racing heart that wakes me up thinking I'm going to die in the moment. And I literally, my blood pressure would be so high, I actually thought I might die. All of that is gone. And all I did was address my insulin resistance, which was for me diabetes, and my weight. And so I've lost over 50 pounds. So 2 years ago, that was me. And then me more recently. Um, but what happened was I started on this journey of understanding why we're fat and sick. And it's not our fault. It's the food industry. And you guys, I'm not going to go all conspiracy theory on you today, but let's talk about business. So if people are saying, I want my food to taste better and I want more of it, what do you think they're going to deliver to you? Do you think they're going to deliver things that are a little bit more bitter and chewy and hard to digest and slows down how much you eat? I don't think so. Their business model is to sell you food. So what are they going to do? They're going to give you food that's delicious and delectable that doesn't keep you full. And why it doesn't keep you full is because it's constantly spiking your blood glucose. And it's just, you're burning through that energy really quick. So this is happening to all of us. And you guys, there is such a thing as skinny fat. There's so many pieces to this puzzle, but skinny fat, you can be building up this visceral fat where your belly starts poking out, but you look skinny everywhere else. That's skinny fat. You can have fat around your internal organs and not show up as obese like I did, but still be having the same problems as me. And when you start to reverse the glucose dependence, when you start to reverse the insulin resistance, you can get better from all of that. Insulin resistance comes from long-term hyperinsulinemia, and hyperinsulinemia or high insulin comes from the fact that we're eating sugar in whatever form it is, whether it's fruits, cakes, cookies, breads. You guys go to the grocery store. I'm gonna encourage you and challenge you to go to the grocery store and pick up any packaged food and just take a look, because sugar has been added to almost everything. Even when they say it's a healthy option, it has a ton of sugar. So I pay attention to the labels now. I'm actually working on getting more sugar out of my system, out of my day, because it's hidden everywhere. And then you're being told to eat every 2 hours, and then the food that we're eating isn't filling us up. So then we're wanting to eat every 2 hours. In my 20s, it started being told by the food industry that we needed to eat every 2 hours to keep our metabolic fires burning. If we wanted to lose weight, be lean, be healthy, all of that, we needed to eat every 2 hours. And yeah, there's somebody, I think she's on right now, talking about this very thing, like eat every 2 hours. What if it wasn't so much about the calories? Because there's a lot of information now coming out about how calorie counting doesn't work either. You can actually eat less, eat the way I'm talking about, and get in more like 2,000 calories a day than these guys who are trying to tell you got to cut your calories to 500. And look, when you cut your calories to 500, what you're doing is you're down regulating your metabolism, so it doesn't burn as well. What's the important thing is, where are your calories coming from? Proteins and fats should be your primary sources for those calories. Yeah, it is madness. And so tell everybody how you do now, Jilly, because it's 9 in the morning. I had dinner with my grandson about 6 last night. Now I look at the dinner I got and I feel kind of guilty because we got a short rack of barbecue ribs. We got some chicken. I did get mac and cheese for him, some baked beans. All of that has sugar in it, right? And then we had a salad. Um, so it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't the best. But we had that about 6 p.m. And now I'm looking at it like, man, I want to do better. We're going to get out some chicken breast. We're going to cook some healthy food today because I was actually sick last night after eating that, by the way. You'll notice when you start to get your body fulfilled, when you eat those other things, you start feeling sick. Yeah, so you know what? And Jilly over here is talking about that she's only been on it for a week and has more energy. For me, that happened too. In my first week on the system, I found I had way more energy. My mental clarity was coming back. But then 6 days in, I went to a doctor's office visit, and where they had not booked my blood pressure below 150 over 110 at those doctor's visits, they did my blood pressure and it was like 136 over 84, something like that, or 134 over 86, whatever. Um, and I literally squealed like a little girl. My doctor came in and I was like, did you look at my chart? Did you pay attention to my blood pressure? Because to be honest, they don't always. And she was like, no, what? And so she opened up the chart and she looked at my blood pressure, made the MA come back in and redo my blood pressure because she couldn't believe that it was down. She'd known me for 10 years and had never seen that blood pressure with me. That was 1 week on the system. Now, did my blood pressure come down to normal in that 1 week and stay normal? No. But at 2 years in, my blood pressure is now normalized. I'm off of 10 different medications. I don't do any of that anymore. That's it. Like, yeah. So Jilly, like for me, I was able to 2 months in throw away all my medications. So 10 different medications, that's $100 in copays a month minimum. And then the doctor's visits twice a month and all of that. Like all of that cost being gone. And all I'm doing is 2 real food products, a tea in the morning, which is right here in my great Wonder Woman mug that Jason gave me, because he knows I'm a Wonder Woman fan. And a pre-meal drink, it costs about $1.60 a packet. What? Why would I do anything else? I'm going to be doing a video today, guys, on why people are coming off of things like Monjaro, Trulicity, all of that. Now, I have a lot of people come on and say, I have been doing great on it. I lost weight, I this, I that. Yeah, and there's doctors out there who will tell you it's good, but there's this metabolic scientist and some other people that I've listened to who have really looked at them and they're saying, metabolically, those are not really good for you. And Dr. Fung says there is no pill that will cure, or no injection, no pill. He doesn't say injection, but he says there's no pill or medication that will cure a dietary disorder. Insulin resistance is a dietary disease. It's a dietary disorder. So why are we treating it with pills and injections? Why are we not treating it by putting back what's been stripped out of our diet, which is a whole lot of fiber and nutrients, so that our bodies can react more normally? And that's all I did, right? Saxenda, you know, guys, these things can be so damaging. They'll be like, yeah, but these people need to lose weight. So let's take a look at that, because here's my guy Jason. Well, that's my feet, not my guy Jason. And there's 2 people in here in this little slide deck. But here's Jason. He's now lost like 150 pounds, gotten his A1C from 13.3 to 6.1. His doctor was shocked. But you guys, here's the problem, right? Here's a huge problem. those doctors, even though Jason has had that amazing result and this stuff is in the PDR and there's all the scientific data behind it and all that, the doctor's still trying to give him medication. And why? I worked in doctors' offices. Why are they doing this? Because that whole kickback thing is real. They get free medications every time they write a prescription. There's kickbacks to them. There's a hand in hand. I worked for some doctors. My the doctor that I worked for that we dealt with hormones, she never allowed pharmaceutical reps in the office. And back then I was like, why? Why wouldn't you? Because I'm part of the nursing staff, and I'm like, well, you know what? Those dinners and those lunches they bring us, those are pretty great. Why won't you let them come in? Now I know, because she didn't want to be beholden to them, and she was actually leaned more towards natural resources anyway. So when people would come in, if there was something that I knew of naturally that could help them with their ailment, I would go into her office and be like, hey, can I talk? This is what's going on with them. Can I talk to them about this? And 9 times out of 10, she would be like, yeah, go talk to them. I don't think she ever told me no, as a matter of fact. But we were both more into natural resources, although she's an allopathic physician. But doctors are so ingrained in what they're trained to do that even when something is working, if it goes against what they're trained for, they're going to say, no, don't do it. Now, some doctors, like my doctor, is like, man, Misha, what did you do? Because this is amazing. Like, I have not seen you like this. She's known me, well, I say 10 years, but now it's been 15 years. She's known me for 15 years. Like, how is it that you went from the woman who had to go resort to a walker and a cane and was in pain and was grumpy if you looked at stairs and all of that, to the woman you are now with just 2 real food products? So Jason, though, his doctor still keeps trying to give him medications, and Jason just tells his doctor, nope, kick rocks. In fact, yeah, Jason had his doctor take a swing at him one day because he's lost 150 pounds. He's changed all of this in his life, and the doctor just didn't want to hear it anymore when he was trying to give Jason medication, one of those that put your friend in the hospital. Um, but then there's like Cindy, who has lost, let's get me out of there. Cindy, who's lost over 100 pounds now, has reduced her hypertension or hyperlipidemia. Wow, it's just blowing through my slides without me touching it. That's why. All right, so Cindy's lost over 100 pounds and gotten her health back. Karen didn't have as much to lose, but she had a lot of health issues going on. She's lost about 30 pounds now, but she has her health back. Now she has her husband on the system. He's lost weight. By the way, Cindy's husband, I need to get pictures of Carl up here. He's on live with her a lot. He's also doing better. Tammy, I didn't see you enter the room. Doll, how are you doing this morning? So Tammy's off of 2 meds by her second month. And in month 4, she's down 35 pounds and almost 40 inches. Okay, you guys, I haven't done this for a while, but I got to get the bell out. You guys, these are real people sharing their stories. Tammy, I'm going to repeat that because this is amazing. In two months, she got off of 2 meds. Now in 4 months, she's down 35 pounds and almost 40 inches, and she says she feels amazing. From 2 real food products, not medications, not stuff that's forcing your body into doing something, but by adding food and nutrition that's supporting your body and doing what it's supposed to do so that it can act like it's always been meant to act. You guys, what we're doing is putting back what's been stripped out, bridging the gap between where our imperfect food is and where it was meant to be so that we can live the lives the Creator, the universe, whatever meant for us to have. Yeah, and Tammy was like, you know what, Tammy, I was the same way. Tammy says she put it to the test. She didn't exercise, she didn't change her diet, she didn't do any of that. Are you a believer now, Tammy? Medication does not cure. Medication treats symptoms. But you know what? I'm going to tell you guys a story about this too, because when I was working, it was actually in an allergy clinic though. And I did the intake for a woman that came in for her first visit, and she was very ill beautiful woman, but extremely ill. And she was so frustrated because, one of the things you have to do is bring in all your medications. 2 bags of medications she brought in. And it took me over a half an hour, and I didn't get all of her medications in because I had to go take care of other patients, testing, injections, all of that stuff. But as I was putting her medications in, what I realized was, it took a while to get to the source of it, but I got to a medication and I went, oh, this is where it started. She had this symptom or this problem. They gave her this medication. Now, this medication causes all of these symptoms. So here comes medication B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. So she had 2 bags of medications, and almost all of them were this avalanche of things treating symptoms from the previous medication, treating symptoms from that medication. And it was insane. And this woman just was so sick and not knowing how she was ever going to get her health back. Now, Tanya says she's been on the system for 1 month, reduced, but she's gotten rid of 1 medication. She's lost 8 pounds, but 8 inches overall, and she feels much better. Right, Julie? So they start giving you medications because they're treating the symptoms, but they're not addressing the root cause, because all they want is your numbers to get better, that symptom to go away. But they're not going like, hey, there's something stinking in here. Let's dig under this pile of mess and let's find what's rotting at the bottom. And what's rotting at the bottom is our health. So when we take care of what's rotting and get it to be healthy, then all the rest of that clears up, right? Tammy, I'm the same. I will never, Tammy says it's the real deal. She'll never be without the system. Her husband's on it now too. And it's just amazing. So when Tammy talks about that, you guys, I just have started sharing this because it took my daughter about a year to really start kind of believing in what mama was doing, right? Family's always the hardest, unless they're your husband, because, they got to live with you, right? But she finally started. And then when I was up with them last year, I realized that I could see the signs of prediabetes in my grandchildren. So we had my granddaughter tested. She was pre-diabetic. And so we finally have her. So an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old are doing the entire system. The 5-year-old drinks the tea every day. So me, my daughter, my granddaughter are all on the system, and our health is better. But my grandson and my other granddaughter are also on it. And it's been helping my grandson with his ADD, control his moods and his focus. You guys, it's crazy what this insulin resistance does to your body. Yes, because you guys, when you hear all these people talking about how they have their daughter on it, how they have their husband on it, how they have, their friend is on it. They're like, look, I want to invite you guys to understand, if you do something that's actually building health, that's actually giving you your life back, and you feel this good, you want to share it with other people, right? And why wouldn't you? If you care about those people, why wouldn't you? That's why all of these people are saying that their daughter's on it, their husband's on it, why my daughter, my granddaughter, my grandson, my other granddaughter are all on it. Because, yeah, Debbie, cheers. Because we want everybody that we love in our life to be healthy. So I'm going to stop for a second because, you guys, one thing that I don't talk about enough, Tammy knows this, but when you start having those friends, family, whatever, ask, you'll get a credit by referring them. So I have some people who are having at least half of the cost of their system covered just because they shared the good news with a friend. And they're not going out like, you got to do this. They're just like, hey, I found something that worked for me. Do you want to talk about it? And when the friend says, yeah, and then they share it, plus they see how much better you're doing, it's hard for them to say no. And then they start feeling better. That's Tammy has six of her friends, something like that she has utilizing the system now. And how would that feel if you look out at your friends group and you see this one was struggling with neuropathy, this one was having weight problems, this one was having brain fog, this one was having hypertension, and all of a sudden, because you shared what you did with them, they're feeling better. And they're like, thank you for sharing with me. I know it feels really great for me. Like every time, I just did a video the other day where we were out to dinner and we're all mixing up our balance before we eat at my baby granddaughter had graduated from kindergarten. It was the cutest thing I ever saw, but she chose the Chinese buffet, so that's where we had. Yeah. And so now you're like the hero in your group, right, Tammy? Because Tammy says they love it. Everyone's getting results and loving it. And then it just kind of starts to spread. So take advantage of that. And then, like I told Jilly, I'm building a team. You guys, I have a really strong team of people who are out there affecting the world, but they're also affecting their financial lives. And it's real. Because I told you about how I was doing Lyft and Uber for a living, right? And I started the system. I started feeling better. And I realized there was an opportunity for me to be able to help other people. Because remember, I worked in medical. Before I worked in medical, as a teenager, I used to work taking care of people in nursing homes. As an adult, I was helping people with neurological and emotional disabilities, as well as working in doctor's offices. So I've had a lifetime of helping people, and this just made sense. And so now I've been able to move across the country, be near my grandson who has a devastating disorder that could shorten his life, and we're praying that we're taking care of that. But it allowed me to be here with him, and he's actually in the other room sleeping. I got to go wake him up and giving his medication. But he comes and spends 2 days a week with me now because I'm not stressed running off to work, trying to cover all the bills, and I'm helping people every day like you guys. So it's an amazing life. Reach out to me, ask me how, if you're interested in changing your life in that way, how to get on the team too. And otherwise, yes, I know you will. And I know you're coming. I know you're coming because, it's already a natural for you. And we're just gonna change the world together. You guys, one thing I do want to talk about too before I hop off and before I show you I'm gonna go back to my TikTok profile on YouTube, Facebook, you guys. There's a scroller at the bottom with all my information. But we have a looming recession coming, right? So, like with COVID, if you had something that was worldwide, that 93% of people in the world could use, in fact, everyone, and it was helping them, and people like Jilly are taking extra shifts to be able to do this, I invite you to understand this could change your life, and there's times coming. This is worldwide. I just did a map of where the Feel Great system is available so that my team can understand where we're at in the world with it. It's taken, you guys, and I want you to understand that. Tammy, thank you for that. She says I'm knowledgeable and explain things so good. Okay, so my personality is different, right? I'm a learner. I'm not I love taking care of people, but I am not the social person like Cindy and Stephanie, who are on my team. They're very social. I'm not as social. I'm a learner. I like knowledge. Um, but you don't have to be. Stephanie and Cindy are doing great things for people just by being social. And it took me 2 years. Like I had a medical background, but I learned a lot of what I talk about just because I listen to YouTube and I listen to these doctors talk and podcasts every day. And when I'm in the car, I'm listening to audiobooks, you guys. I'm a geek. I'm a goofy geek. Okay. So, Debbie, hey Debbie, she's she's 6 pounds away from the weight that she gained over the last 2 years. 3 months and she's down 28 pounds. And Jilly says she was a huge binge eater, and it was a real problem. This has helped so much. Yeah, yeah, and you absolutely can, and it's way easier than you guys think. Debbie, that's amazing. I'm going to give you the bell too. And you guys, my team, I've done something that the other teams don't have. I've created a learning portal for my team that takes my team step by step to learn how to talk about your own story, the products, that trains you on it all, that takes you step by step. And when you become a partner with me and join the business, you get access to all of that. That's my gift to you guys to help you along the way. Utilize it, don't, but that's there for your use. In fact, Stephanie has gotten much better at sharing because she has the assurance that this is all set up for her. She doesn't have to think about it now. Okay, you guys, back to the products, right? The products that saved my life. I'm going to share these stories again because little man's not up yet. When he gets up, it's not going to be time for Nana to do anything but take care of that boy. This is his day. All right, so I'm going to show you guys these stories again. This was me, you guys. You guys see it up or over here, but this was me 2 years ago. 5 months in, I had lost 55 pounds. Now I'm down 50 pounds. I've kept that off for 2 years. I want to talk about that though. When you're insulin resistant, you're losing muscle mass, bone mass, lean tissue because your tissues can't get that energy taken up to them. Part of the natural process of becoming insulin sensitive is those tissues can now build. So you may have some where you gain a little bit of weight back, as long as that's not fat and that it's lean tissue. That can happen normally. In fact, that's why some people don't see a loss on the scale. I did a video on toss the scale. They don't see that on the scale right away because they're swapping healthy mass, lean mass, which weighs more per volume, for fat. And so inches go down, but not necessarily the weight. So that happened for me. It took me six weeks to lose any weight, and I remember being really despondent. But I was also encouraged to, like, I didn't take my measurements. What the hell was I thinking? But I didn't take my measurements. I just took my weight. But after a conversation with Rav, about a month in, I went and found these shorts. This is one of my favorite stories. I bought these denim shorts. I don't like denim, but every once in a while I feel like I want to be the cool kid and wear some jeans, right? So I bought these jean shorts, kind of ripped up, distressed, all of that stuff for summer. Now, and they wouldn't fit. They were too tight. They really hurt to try and buckle up. But about a month in, because I hadn't taken measurements, I ran to the closet. I got those jeans. I put them on. They buckled up. They weren't tight. They were already starting to get loose in the legs. I got to wear those jean shorts like 3 times because I made myself wear them because I purchased them. But within 2 months, they were already too big. And it took 6 weeks before I noticed a reduction in weight. But during those 6 weeks, my inflammation was going away. My brain fog was gone. My energy was better. I remember sitting down in some other shorts, bike shorts, and looking down at my knees and realizing I could see my kneecaps. Whereas before they were just this like big bulbous round thing on the end of my knee because there was so much inflammation. So those things can all happen. This is not just about weight loss, although I've been covering weight loss this week. This is about taking your health back, and you'll see inflammation going away. My eyesight got better. My hair started growing in. The first year, I had these little wispies, and it looked like I had bangs because it was all this area here that was receding, and my hair was actually falling out, not coming in. My hair is thicker now than it was back then because, again, energy. You're not building those things. When you start to get more insulin sensitive, eyesight, my bleeding gums started to go away, my hair started growing in, no dark skin patches on my neck, no skin tags under my arms, my knees, any of that. In fact, you guys look at this, I'm 59, right? And I've lost 50 pounds. This used to hang down. Part of the system is because we're nourishing and we're not doing this damaging stuff like those drugs do. You'll see people with loose skin on those drugs. But you'll notice with the system, because you're getting nourishment in, your skin looks better. So, all right. So let me get back to these questions over here. So, hey, Karen. Debbie says she only weighs in when she's at the doctor. She wants to stay focused, and the weight plays with your head. Absolutely. That's why I say ditch the scale. Not because I don't think that you should be paying attention to your health, but because I don't want you focused on that. I want you focused on eating the right things, on living the right way, on paying attention to the other things that are happening that are good. Are you sleeping better? Is your blood pressure getting better? Do you have more mental clarity? Do you have all of that going on? Because those are the precursor to weight loss. Those mean that your insulin sensitivity is coming back and the weight's going to come along. And Debbie says she's fitting in clothes that she hasn't worn in years. And Tammy's had to buy new clothes this spring already. They're too big. Her clothes are too loose. So you guys, that happened too. When I moved here from Washington State, I'll make this part of the story short. But the moving company tried to scam me, and I ended up being like, you know what? I'm not even going to trust you. I don't have time for this. There's not that much that was valuable. I left almost my entire life in Washington State. I went back later. I sold or gave away almost everything that I owned, including my clothes. I brought one large suitcase of clothes with me, and the rest I've had to buy since I got here. I didn't care because I needed to buy new clothes anyway because all of my old clothes looked like gunny sacks on me, right? Not gunny sacks. Like, yeah, like potato sacks. So that happens. That's probably the biggest expense of the system is having to buy new clothes. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I keep saying I'm going to go over these. This is me, right? We've already gone over that. My feet, for those of you guys who are suffering with edema and neuropathy, this is real. I also have another woman who, within the first week, she had edema and neuropathy so bad. And you guys, some of these things are hidden. We don't talk about it. You don't know what's happening with your friends. But her feet were as bad or worse than mine. She walked, I thought it was her hip joints. It was her feet that were hurting her. Week 1, she called and said she was vacuuming her floors and could feel something weird going on with her feet. And she realized that it was because she could feel the carpet under her feet for the first time in years. 1 week in, and her neuropathy and her swelling was going down so much that she could actually have feeling sensation other than pain in her feet in the first week. So then there's my guy, Jason. Let me get me out of the way. Jason, who's lost over 150 pounds and he's just such an amazing man, y'all. He hops on lives with people. He's just an amazing, amazing guy. But he's done a lot. He's affected all of this for his health. Cindy and her husband are both on the system now. Oh, by the way, Jason is helping people in his area. He has a number of people that they come into the grocery store where he works and they're asking him questions about what's going on. He had one little lady who was in a wheelchair that was a regular at his store. She came in and he came walking around the corner to say hi to her, and she didn't even recognize him because he looked so much different. But now he's sharing it with people just in his daily life, and they're getting better too. And he calls me every once in a while and says, "Hey, I'm helping this other person," and it's just amazing to me what he does. He's very shy, you guys, but he's got a golden soul. Then there's Cindy, who's really my vibrant little sunshine. She's lost over 100 pounds now, gotten rid of her hypertension, hyperlipidemia, inflammation, brain fog, and is helping her husband get better and hundreds of other people now too. Karen, my gal up in Canada, she's lost 30 pounds. She's also has her husband doing the system. He's feeling better from it. And they are just a little power couple helping people up in Canada. But again, this is worldwide. So then my gal Stephanie, Nurse Stephanie, she started the system, you guys. Stephanie started because we were in a business meeting. We were doing mindset coaching and helping people with anxiety and depression. And we were in a call where we were practicing a video presentation that we were going to have to give that week. I wrote the scripts, we practiced them, and then we would talk about it. But she stopped mid-meeting and she was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And she said, you have more energy, you have more mental clarity. I've never, in the years I've known you, seen you like this. What are you doing? And she's all about natural systems too. So I shared it with her. She started immediately. And at first she didn't feel like she had a great story to share because she was so focused on my story and all the things I had wrong. But look at, she's lost 40 pounds. She's gone from a size 14 to a size 6. All her belly fat is gone. She has 4-pack abs. It's improved her heartburn. It's improved her ADHD. She also has her husband utilizing the system. Because it's a family affair. When you're feeling better, you want your family. Another one, I didn't realize how many of my people have their family doing the system. Here's Dia. She is up in North Idaho. I need to get all of these guys' tags and get you guys out to them too, so you can go follow them. But Dia is actually a cancer survivor. She was struggling. In this picture, she was struggling, not very happy, in pain. You know what? We're all, when we're in that state, we're hiding how much pain we are in on the inside. And that was Dia. And she started the system. She's lost over 50 pounds, improved her gut health, reduced her pain, got her life back, and she started her husband on it. Her husband has lost a ton of weight. He looks like Slim Jim now. And they both are glowing and amazing, but she has her teenage daughter utilizing it. Because the insulin resistance affects more than your weight, we're talking about things like mood and skin issues. So this young man, at 11 years old, had lost 35 pounds. He's doing better in school. I got to meet him in person. When I asked him, an 11-year-old, this is, again, I have a 12-year-old and a 13-year-old grandchild and a 5-year-old who's drinking the tea. When I asked him how hard it was, he was like, Misha, it was the easiest thing I've ever done. He's type 1 insulin resistant, type 1 diabetic, insulin resistant, and he's having to do injections. And he was doing fast acting and long acting. They've almost completely eliminated his fast acting by just doing the system and reduced the load of his long acting by, I think, 40 to 50%. That's huge, you guys. That's huge. So if you want to know where to get it, you guys are just going to go to my profile up here in TikTok, because I'm going to go wake up this boy and get him his medication. But you're just going to go right here to TikTok. Right below the red lights is my link. Click on that link. That's going to take you to my landing page. And right here at the top is the order. Before I pick on that, I want you guys to know there's a ton of information here. Please don't let this overwhelm you. But there's links to my TikTok if you're on the other platforms. And I do have a YouTube channel where all of these videos are housed. I have this Beating Insulin Resistance Facebook group where I go live in there. I answer questions. I help people in there. So feel free to go join that if you just want to have a safe space to come in and talk about all this. I'm going to be doing a lot more in that group. But the order right here, why does that pick that up? Okay, so if you just click on that, Feel Great, it should have my name at the top, and then it's going to say buy now. When you click on buy now, it's going to take you to this ordering page. You guys, right now, forever, we've only had orange flavor for the balance, right? And the orange flavor is amazing. It tastes like an orange creamsicle. But the balance now comes in this, and it's also packaged differently. It's in these packs that make it easy to get into your water bottles. So it fits in the top of your little water bottle, making it even more portable and usable when you're on the go. But now, for a very limited time, it's available in pink lemonade. The pink lemonade flavor, by the way, I love it. I like it mixed with a shot of with a scoop of vanilla protein. Reminds me of a lemonade pie I used to have as a kid. High in sugar, not really good for me, but it's a childhood memory. But it's also free of any artificial flavors or sweeteners. So it's sweetened with stevia. It's an amazing, same as our orange. You're still getting the benefits of the fibers and the phytonutrients, but it just is in this amazing pink lemonade flavor. So when you get ready to order, you're going to notice you now have a choice. The tea you can get in lemon or lemon ginger. You can have the tea hot or cold. But now you get to choose between pink lemonade and orange for the pre-meal drink. Now the pre-meal drink, you're going to drink it right away. You don't sip on that. And you're going to drink that 10 minutes before you eat. Then if you leave it on monthly subscription, it's $159 a month, or about just over $5 a day. But if you leave it on the monthly subscription, which is already pre-selected, you're going to save $5. So that takes you down to $154 a month. Plus, you get free shipping. That saves you about $10. And then you can cancel it at any time, and you get this free mixer for the first order as our thank you to you guys. Now, also, everybody who was on subscription with the Feel Great system got a free sample of the pink lemonade to try, just as a reward for being on subscription. So the black is gone forever. Tammy, though, I have a box here. I don't drink it, so if you want that box, get with me and we'll work that out and I'll get it out to you. So I don't know if it's gone forever. I know we're reformulating everything to remove some of the things that were not harmful but that people had question about. So there's some reformulation and some reflavoring going on. I'm looking forward to seeing in the next year if we come out with new flavors on the tea. Also, right now there's 5 different flavors that they were testing for the balance, and the pink lemonade is the one that they came out with, which is weird because I saw them in production with lime. So I'm assuming we're going to see lime coming out sometime too. All right, pink lemonade for a limited time, guys. I'm going to go wake up this boy, get our day started, and I appreciate you, Tammy. I will call you later, and let's get you that box of black, okay? Because better in your hands than mine, because I really like my lemon and my lemon ginger. Have a great day, guys. Oh, I got to get back to, I lose track of myself. All right. We'll talk to you later.